The topic for today is what will be your excuse? What will be your excuse? We gave a definition on Bible study night. And the definition of the word was the fact or condition of being regarded or treated as more important. And the word was priority. Amen. And what we don't want to admit that all of us have been guilty of putting things in front of God. Amen, somebody. I began to do some research, and all week long I thought of the lady, y'all know the lady that asked Jesus to bless her daughter because her daughter had demons, and Jesus said to her that it was not meet for us to give the children bread to the dogs, and she said even the dogs eat from the crumbs that fall from the table. And I said, what would happen if we would reverse that and began to think about what we give God? See, we don't give God the meal on the table. We give God the crumbs that fall.
Come on, Bishop.
Y'all ain't saying that. In other words, God gets the leftovers. Although he have blessed us with the whole meal. We give him the leftover praise. We give him the leftover tithe. We give him the leftover us.
Come on, Bishop.
We can find everything that is more important than giving God what God is due. You heard me read it a while ago. He said, unless you hate your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your wife, and yourself, your children, I better not leave them out because that would mess up a lot of people. And God began to say, you cannot be my disciple. See, we got to understand something about God first. God ain't going to be second, third, or fourth. God going to be number one, and he's not going to be at all. Am I right about it? Didn't he say out of his own mouth that he said that I'm a jealous God, and thou shalt have no other God before me? Maybe I'm the only one reading that. And many times we say, well, God, I would do this, but I got to do this for so-and-so first. I got to do this for that one first. I got to do this for that one. See, the word is first.
Yes, come on now. All right. Come on, Bishop.
Anybody miss that? And what you need to understand, supposing God decide one day, I'm going to show you how it feels. And God began to say, I was going to give you your life, health, and strength, but I got to go over here first.
Come on, Bishop.
Ain't you glad God not a man that he should lie? That God don't even act like us, that God don't have to repent on everything God say is true. But just suppose, just use your imagination and ask yourself, where would we be if God decided to put us last and begin to put us third and begin to put us second? We would be all jacked up, am I right about it? And all God asked us to do is just love one another. All he asks us to do is just praise him. All he asks us to do is just live right. And we can find every excuse in the book. We done made up something that ain't even in the book to keep from doing what God asks us to do. That's sad, ain't it? That's sad. Because I found out I have been guilty too. You know, have you ever, God have pressed on your heart or in your mind to do something and you done so much now you're tired? Ain't nobody saying that. But Lord, I will, but I'm just too tired. You know, God, I know you understand. I got to get some rest. I asked, I'm always messing with Brother John because John is one that loves to do for people. And I told him one day we was at work and I said, say no. He looked at me. I said, say no. He said, no. I said, the world didn't stop spinning. Because many times people will misuse you. Come on, am I right about it? If you don't believe it, I used to have a lot of people that were my friend. I had an old white pickup truck. I don't know how many of y'all remember the old white Dodge I used to have. You remember it, though you can't. And I had a cousin that used to call me every weekend to move something. Because they saw me at the grocery store in that truck. I moved them, and it went on for about 6-7 months. And one day going to work, the truck died on me, y'all. It just quit running. And so I had it towed off to a junkyard. I didn't even try to fool with it. And when the girl called me again and asked me to move something, I said, I ain't got that old truck no more. I didn't hear from that girl for about 10 years. People are fickle. Am I right about it? As long as you can do for them, they love you to death. But when you stop doing, you'll find out the real them will show up every time. Y'all ain't talking to me. What about it? Wouldn't it be nice if somebody did something for us sometime and we wasn't always giving? Oh, what be your excuse? What would your excuse be? Now, let's look at this story, because there was a question that came up in Bible study about this. Say, how did they know to consent all up together to plot to say that we wasn't going? And when you began to read the history and began to look into it, because I went back because I wasn't quite sure. I knew it was some years ago in Sunday school design when I heard this story. But when I looked at it, my mind was refreshed, and it was a custom of the Jewish people. They would always send out 2 invitations. They would send out one saying that there will be a great dinner. And then they'll send out another one saying when the dinner is ready. Now we found out that when we were reading this, that this was an insult to the man or the host of the house for them not to come. Now I put this in my spiritual mind, and I began to say, look how we doing God. It's an insult. Will God have called us out and have given us our life, health, and strength? Will God have blessed us to the point that we can walk on our own? Will God have blessed us where we can make our own decisions? Will God have blessed us with more money than we ever had in our life, even as a people? Will God have blessed us with well, now we got good homes, and now we can just hit a switch and turn the heat on and turn the air on. God have blessed us where we got more than one car than y'all. Y'all can't talk now. We got so many clothes in the closet till the closet is breaking down. God have blessed us.
Come on, Bishop.
And we come up with excuses to stop doing what God have told us to do.
That's right.
That's an insult to God. After he bless us like he bless us. After he keep us in good health. And after he put money in our pocket. Have some of us didn't even have money. He turned around and made a way to pay our bills. And then we spit in God's face. Boy, that sound bad, doesn't it? That sound bad. Give all kinds of excuses not to do. The first one hollered and said he done bought some land and he got to go see it. And I was picking at them. I said, I always wondered how you buy it and you didn't even see it. Did you know where it was? It could have been desert land, but now all of a sudden it's important to go see it. Another one that bought some oxen. I think that 5 yoke went to somebody and said, now I got to go prove it over. I got to go try them out now. Then the other just said, I got married, I can't go. It'd been better to say, I got married, my wife won't let me go. Check this out. 3 things that jumped out in my mind. When I thought about the land, I thought about possessions. How we put possessions, what we own, in front of God. There are people that will spend more time mowing their yards, washing their cars, painting the house, on that one Sabbath day, instead of giving God 1 hour. Amen, somebody. Then the man with the oxen, ready to go prove them, try them out. I thought about how many people I put careers in front of God. Right now we are in a dilemma. I don't know how many people is old enough to remember this. Used to be on Sunday, every store in town was shut down. Anybody remember that beside me? Nobody did any work. My mama would even cook Sunday dinner on Saturday because she didn't want to be cooking on Sunday. On Saturday night, we had to get our clothes out, iron them up, hang them up, shine our shoes, because Sunday morning we didn't want nothing to delay us from getting to the church. Now, somebody said now.
Come on, Bishop.
Now our job wants you to work 7 days a week and have no time off for God. The only problem with that is make my mind go back to the book of Exodus when Pharaoh had the children in bondage. And if you pay attention to what Pharaoh said, when he told the taskmaster to make their jobs hard, he said, don't give them no straw. Let them go get their own. They better not diminish from their quota. He said they were idle. And all they had to do was go to the mountain and worship God. He said, no, they idle. Give them some more to do. Now our jobs have become just like the taskmaster.
Come on, Bishop.
They don't want you thinking about God. We have pushed God out the school. We have pushed him out the job. We have pushed him even out the church. Wait, I was going to say that, wasn't.
Come on, Bishop.
God do not even fall in. Look at these three examples I just gave you a while ago. Do you not know that God had no time? None were mentioned. Nobody said nothing about what we're going to give God. They was all caught up on their land, their oxen, and their wife. Wife represent family. God don't want anything to be in front of him. Did I say anything? I understand that we have a moral obligation to take care of your family. I really do. I understand that we as children have an obligation to take care of our parents so the burden won't fall on the church. That's a whole different story for another day. I understand that. But I also understand that if you put everything in front of God, guess what? You'd have lost everything. What excuse you gonna use? What will we say when Jesus comes back and you stand before a just God to be judged for everything you did? And what's going to be your excuse? When he said, I was sick and you visited me not, what are you going to tell him? Well, Tyrone had football practice, so I couldn't go. Hope we ain't got no Tyrones in here. What are you going to tell him? What are you going to say? God don't like when you push him to the curve. He don't like it. Is there any of us in here like to be pushed to the side? Not a one of us. God don't like it either. I think that we need to get our priorities intact. I'm not telling you don't let your children be active, because that'll be wrong of me. But what I'm saying, when things that you have begin to interfere with what God have told you to do, that's an issue. Amen. That's right. Always give God his place. Amen. Amen. What's going to be your excuse? Because we're going to have to answer for everything we say, everything we do, every idle thought, how we mistreat or treat one another, even how we treat God. What's going to be your excuse? Paul said, you are without an excuse. You ain't going to have no good answers, no good excuses. None. What you going to do when sickness overtake your body and you need God to come to for you? How you gonna feel in God that, well, just you be all right? Or do like we do. Start praying. Lord, go to the hospital, but he told you to go. Don't we do that? Lord, go by the hospital, bless so and so and so and so. The reason some of us won't go see the sick because we're scared they're going to need something, we're going to have to give up something. Sometimes all it takes is a phone call. I just call, see how you doing. And please, ma'am, and please, sir, don't say, do you need anything if you're not willing to give.
Come on now, something. Bishop. Come on now.
Am I messing up? I had some people, I had my uncles. I said, you need anything? And he said, no. I said, would you tell me if you did? And he laughed, yeah, I said, no, you wouldn't. I tell about when you answer. But my aunt sure will. Amen. She'll tell you, yeah, go get this, go get that, go. And we just laugh and get up and go get it. Be honest, be truthful, and get rid of excuses. Amen. Y'all stand up.